She has pleaded guilty to involuntary manslaughter. Now, this is a bit convoluted, so I want to explain this. It was back on March 17th, so St. Patrick's Day of 2024. There were officers who were in the area of the 105th block of Garfield Avenue in Cleveland. Two vehicles come speeding by the officers, and they open fire. From both vehicles, they start shooting at police. Police return fire. The cars take off, they split up and go different directions. One of those cars crashes, and a woman who gets out had been shot. Her name was Antonia Carter, and she had been shot, but it was later determined, and she would die, that the bullets that killed her were not from the Cleveland Police Department. They were, in fact, from the other car and the other shooter, which is the woman you see there, Trinity Ford. She has pleaded guilty to involuntary manslaughter. So just a very bizarre situation where apparently she and another woman were trying to shoot at police as they were driving by, but unfortunately killed one of each other, one of their own, as they were trying to fire at police. Let's take you live into the sentencing.
Good morning to everyone. We're on the record in the state of Ohio versus Trinity Ford, case number 690574. Present in the courtroom, we have Assistant County Prosecutor Kristen Carcutt. Ms. Carcutt, sitting at the table with you, would you please introduce who is there?
Your Honor, sitting at the table here is Detectives Harvey and Detective Yonkers from the Cuyahoga County Sheriff's Department.
Thank you so much, and good morning to you, gentlemen. We also have the defendant, Trinity Ford, present, along with counsel Thomas E. Shaughnessy and James McDonald. We were set today for purposes of sentencing. At this particular time, the court is going to turn to the state of Ohio. Ms. Carcutt, is there any reason, to your knowledge, we should not be able to go forward with regards to sentencing today?
Your Honor, the state of Ohio is prepared to go forward with sentencing this morning.
Thank you so much. Who will be speaking from the defense?
Your Honor,
Mr. Shaughnessy?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. If it will please the court, Your Honor, just to give a little bit of background, obviously Trinity has entered a plea in this matter. On Saturday, I had a video visit with Trinity, and she indicated to me that she had filed two motions in this matter. One motion for new counsel and one motion to withdraw her plea. Mr. McDonald and I have had further conversations with her here this morning on two occasions. She's indicated to us again that she has sent those motions to the clerk's office. I understand in my review of the docket, I believe the court's bailiff review, those have not made it to the docket. I have not had an opportunity to review them. But at this time, I believe Ms. Ford would like us to make an oral motion at this time that she be appointed new counsel and that she be permitted to withdraw her plea.
Thank you so much. Ms. Ford, can you stand, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Ford, you have indicated to counsel that you filed something with the court?
Yes, I've filed two separate motions to the clerk, addressed to the clerk of courts, dated 2/11/25.
Did you mail it?
I did.
So that was last week, on Tuesday of last week? And do you have a copy of what you filed?
I don't have a copy of the motion, but I do have what I wrote down on the motion.
And you sent them to the clerk's office?
That's correct.
And Mr. Dix, you have checked the docket and there is nothing from a week ago that has popped up on the docket as of yet?
No, we haven't.
And did you serve the state of Ohio with that as well?
When I addressed it, I addressed it to clerk of courts. So I mailed it by mail. So.
Okay. Okay, at this particular time then, you may be seated. At this particular time then, with the knowledge that you've indicated that there is something that you filed, it is not properly before the court at this particular time. The court is going to reschedule this for status to give it an opportunity to have those motions properly before the court and give you an opportunity to be heard as relates to those motions. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. So let's do this. Counsel, what's the first date that you're available?
March 12th.
What time?
At your convenience.
Mr. Shaughnessy, same work for you?
Yes, Your Honor, I do have a trial set that day. Obviously, I don't know today if that's going forward or not, so probably earlier would be better.
Would you want to do it at 9 or would you want to do it at 12?
9, if that works for
9?
the court's
Okay,
calendar.
all right. This matter, based on the information that has been received by this court this morning, this matter is going to be reset, and we're going to reset it for status, and we'll do it on March 12th at 9 a.m. Okay? Anything further, Ms. Carcutt?
No, Your Honor.
Anything further, counsel?
No, nothing at this time. Thank you.
You good? Okay, thank you so much. That concludes these proceedings. Thank you, everyone.
Dan DeRose with 19 News. A bit of a bizarre move this morning. We expected the sentencing of Trinity Ford, the woman you see in the handcuffs, as she's smiling, leaving the courtroom. I saw her sort of communicating with a woman. I'm not sure if that is a family member that's sitting in the gallery, the woman up against the wall. She clearly had some help, and in this move, she actually sent a filing through the mail to the clerk of court's office requesting not only new counsel, a new attorney, but also wanting to withdraw her plea of guilty to involuntary manslaughter because she mailed it supposedly last week on the 11th. It may or may not have gotten there. It has not shown up in the court docket system, meaning it may not have been received, filed, processed, and put into the system as of yet. So the judge is going to delay this entire thing. Where this is interesting is for the family of the woman who was shot and killed in all of this. That is probably them filing out of the courtroom now. You know, they were here presumably to give their victim impact statement on how all of this has affected them. And now they have to come back, and we may not even have a sentencing when we get to March 12th. That is going to be what they call a status hearing. So they'll see if the paperwork has been filed at that point. The judge will come back in. And let me explain a little bit. We saw this happen yesterday in a sentencing of a young man in Cleveland, where at the last second, right before he was to be sentenced, he wanted to pull his plea back. And the judge asked him why, and he simply said he changed his mind. The judge went through that when you are in a plea bargaining hearing, when you are then pleading guilty to involuntary manslaughter, they go through a number of questions. Has anything been promised to you? Has anyone threatened you? Has anyone made you a deal to make this? And when she reminded him that he answered no to all of those questions, that he had an opportunity at a trial, she went ahead and proceeded with sentencing. Now, this is a little bit different. This is paperwork that's allegedly filed. It hasn't quite made it into the system yet. So the judge is going to grant a delay in this, and we will have a status hearing on March 12th. If we have any other breaking news, it'll be here on our digital properties. Look for our 11 o'clock news 1 hour away on CW43, then our noon news on Channel 19. Until then, I'm Dan DeRose with 19. Have a good afternoon.
19 News is everywhere. Download our CTV apps and follow us on social media at Cleveland 19 News.